I'm holding court, you standing trial. Why ain't I see you round?
At that point, I already knew it was all bad.
So you were the first rapper that they had your lyrics admissible into court?
They did. They allowed my lyrics to be used against me.
That's
I know there
crazy.
was somebody else from Philly who had a case, a death penalty case that they tried to do something similar to. But mine was the first case in the history of hip hop where lyrics, album cover, imagery, all of that.
Let me ask you, so because I know it was rumor where I was in Missouri, but because I know they said they tried to say that it was what I'm killing aunties. That shit.
Yeah, they tried to do that to me.
But that record was out before the alleged incident, correct?
It was. And not only that, the media, they take the song, the intro to Psychoactive is called The Murder.
Yeah.
The second song on Psychoactive is called Still Shooting.
Still Shooting, yeah.
The media, on purpose, and I try to tell, now we got where people suspicious of the media.
Yeah.
Back then it was like whatever they said
Whatever
goes.
they said was law, yeah.
And so they say, he made a song called The Murder, and in it, he describes this entire set of circumstances, and that was utterly just not true.
Right.
The name of the song is not The Murder, and the song did not describe the circumstance, and if they had used the entire lyric, so then they quote this, omit that, and edited
so they
the lyrics.
edited the context.
They edited the context to fit the narrative they wanted, changed the name of the song, and ran with that story, and then the AP picked it up, and that became the story that got told.
Then they even tried to say that the gun you had was the set to put the cherry on top.
Even though they never found the gun, never performed forensics on it or anything, but the story is that gun on the album cover is the gun of the crime. Yeah. So they made all that up.
Yeah, damn.
They made 100% of that up, and the jury bit.
So truth be told, okay, even though you may have allegedly been there around, maybe in the, you really got convicted because of being a rapper and your lyrics.
Yeah, I got convicted on the basis of this dangerous rapper needs to be off the street.
Wow.
And then there's an argument that society was safer with me gone, but they'd be gone for something I really did. You know what I mean? So
exactly.
What was I guilty of? You know what I mean?
So let me ask you, was your defense, okay, I might be guilty-ish. I may have been around, but I didn't do what you said that I did.
That was not our defense was, I didn't do that.
Right.
And so it almost felt like, okay, you didn't do it, prove it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I don't have to prove it.
Yeah, the burden of proof is on you.
Right, but they break all the rules when they break all the rules when it comes to African Americans being arrested at all.
Right.
Nevertheless, for African American being arrested, that's a rapper.
Right.
Right. So now all the rules getting broken.
Yeah.
And they continue to do that. If you wrote a book and you put that book out, they're not gonna go arrest the author because it's a murder similar to the book occurred or something and say this is a crime because you wrote about it. You're the reason this happened, or none of that, but they do that to our culture, and that's because authors aren't predominantly African American and rappers are. Right. And so it's just a vehicle to feed the prison industrial complex, and that's what they do. And so I was a victim of that, and now people have a greater understanding because it occurs with so much more frequency on a greater scale, and people can see it, and that these are children. And I'm empathetic to that too. A 17-year-old child.
Yeah.
I was a 17-year-old child.
Yeah, real talk. Same thing with me, bro. I was 15 when I first got locked up. We had robbed a bunch of gun stores. I got charged with shooting into an occupied dwelling, unlawful use of a weapon, armed criminal action, you name it, I did it. You know what I'm saying? But looking back on it, I'm 15. You know what I'm saying? I'm wayward. I'm going, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I was doing shit that now at this age, I'm like, damn, I can't believe I did that. Like, I wouldn't do that shit in a million years now.
Yeah.
But, they say that your frontal lobe, cortex, or whatever it's called, ain't even completely formed.
Yeah, the prefrontal cortex.
Yeah, until 20, 21,
25.
25.
Yeah, and that's what happened with me. So there's a case called Miller versus Alabama that went to the United States Supreme Court. And I remember first discovering that this was entering the courts in like 2002. So this is around when I started thinking like, okay, I'm gonna keep an eye on this because I had the twinkle of a hope. I had already lost all my appeals, but it's like maybe these laws will change. We saw some stuff starting to move in the state, and we're hopeful. And so Miller versus Alabama goes to the Supreme Court, and the argument was that juveniles should not be subject to capital punishment. That capital punishment was cruel and unusual punishment as defined by the Eighth Amendment of the United States Constitution. And so I started keeping an eye on that. That argument progressed and got ruled on, and they determined that juveniles should not be put to death in capital punishment cases, should not be subjected to that because specifically the neurology.
Right.
So it was like a child has not progressed far enough and matured far enough scientifically to determine if they're redeemable or not. So to say that their life should just be over.
Absolutely.
And that was ruled on, and then they took a shot at the states by saying, we believe that this discussion should extend to the concept of life. We believe that the same is true when it comes to life without the possibility of parole and with 31, 25 to life, 15 to life sentences. And so now the states hear that happen, they start freaking out.
Yeah.
Because if as constructed, if the Supreme Court have received a case on that subject, they made it very clear already where they would rule. And so you have all these states who have monetized imprisoning these juveniles and keeping them for life. You know, you can they will pay themselves. The state of California will pay itself $68,500 per inmate to house you and catch you when you're 16 and keep you till you die.
Wow.
And pay itself.
Yeah.
Every year for you being there.
Yeah.
Right. And I tell people, if you want to know if it's nefarious or if it's you get arrested under penal code and you get sentenced under commercial code. Right. So they transporting you from, it's a transaction between the county and the state. You are a property, a product, and this product is being sold to the state. Right. It's human trafficking.
So that makes sense of why, you know, a lot of these record companies are, you know what I'm saying, invested into that world, because now they have artists that are promoting.
They
are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're doing a promotion. So they like, okay, promote this, you know, this criminality, you know, and this imagery. And okay, we gonna win on both sides.
Oh, they went in, they own the mortuary, they own the cemetery, they own the prison, they own the distribution company, they own the private prisons. They have investments into that. They own it all. So we're going to get the money from the entertainment, which perpetuates the lifestyle, which will fill up all of the rest of our business. We're going to fill up this graveyard, and we're going to fill up this prison. And we're going to pay ourselves for it.